Hi, I'm Dr. Keena, and welcome to Thrive and Learn, where we talk about thriving as a parent while supporting your child's learning and development. And parenting isn't about being perfect, it's about thriving in your life and the life you're building with your children. Here we will talk about how to do that. And as a homeschooling mom and entrepreneur, I know how hard it can be to balance parenting and work. And today I am going to share tips for how I make it work without burning out. And I was inspired to make this video by Akeeba Maze and her video, How I Stay at Home with My Children Every Day Without Feeling Stressed. She made excellent points in that video, and I highly recommend you go back and watch that whole video. It's linked below. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on the matter. So just to start, um, I advise creating a family rhythm instead of a strict routine, because a rhythm can allow for the variability that inherently comes with day-to-day life. And sometimes things may change, and so it's okay to build in some flexibility. And on the along with the idea of a family rhythm, if you have tendencies that don't align with typical schedules, I would suggest leaning into it rather than fighting it. Sometimes society can give us the idea that we are supposed to wake up by a certain time and get started with work or school by a certain time, and if that's not you, that's okay. So for example, both me and my son tend to do better when we can ease into the day. So we don't wake up and start work right away. It's better if we can get like 30 minutes to an hour to get into the right headspace. And that's just what works for us. And so instead of trying to fight that and just be like, no, I really need to be that person that gets up at 6 a.m. and we start by 6. Like, that's okay. Just what works for you. And honestly, that's one of the things I love about homeschooling is that you can kind of go with what works with your schedule more naturally and your own rhythm. So, um, so creating a family rhythm instead of a strict routine. And item number two that helps me to keep from burning out and maintain balance while trying to homeschool and operate as an entrepreneur is self-care. And I know self-care has a lot of different interpretations. And honestly, what it means for you will depend. But really, for me, it means making sure that I have things to look forward to in my day, in my week, and not just focusing on my child and what he has going on. And so I encourage you to make sure that you are building in little things that you can look forward to, whether that's something like going to get a massage or if it's taking 10 minutes to sip your favorite cup of tea or cup of coffee that you've been looking forward to, if it's sitting down to watch your favorite reality TV show that you watch every week. Make sure that you have things built in that make you feel good and don't feel bad about scheduling time for that and making arrangements to be able to indulge in those little things. And then building on that is my third tip, which is give yourself breaks or outlets. And so that can look different. So depending on the age of your child, they may or may not be at the age where they can be left at home and you can run and go somewhere. If you're a homeschooling parent, that may look like having your child involved in a co-op or maybe a program where your child can be dropped off for a few hours at a time, and that'll give you a time to relax and focus on your something that you have going on, whether that is relaxing or whether that's focusing on some work that you have. That may work. It may also be maximizing your child's quiet time where you have them go and do an activity in another space in your home, and you're able to take that time to focus on something else. But it's necessary to have some time where you're able to decompress and focus on what you need to focus on. Like I said, whether that's taking time for work and or yourself, it's okay, and you don't need to feel bad about that. And I can tell you, we've done a variety of things. In the past, we were part of a co-op or a tutorial, rather, a homeschool tutorial where it was drop off, and he was there for um, 2 days a week or three. Actually, it was a 3 day a week drop off that tutorial that we used. And that did allow me to get a lot of work done, but we ended up having to make a change, and he's no longer in that. But we also use an after school program. And so if you're considering homeschooling, but you're wondering how am I going to um, get my work done, know that there are different options. And I can go into that in another video about what are the different options for childcare or allowing my time, allowing time for work in another video if you're interested in that. But something to keep in mind is some of the after school programs that are out there. So like sometimes karate or martial arts studios will have after school where they'll pick kids up from school or and they'll be there for maybe 2 or 3 to 6 p.m. while parents get off work or other types of things like that. If you call them, a lot of times they're fine if you just drop your child off and they get that socialization. So that's something to look into as well. So those are just three things that help me maintain balance while I am operating as a homeschool mom and as an entrepreneur. So family rhythm instead of routine because it keeps me flexible, making sure that you make time for your own self-care and giving building in ways for breaks or opportunities to focus my attention on other things. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. If you want to talk more about thriving as a parent while supporting your child's learning and development and learning more about homeschooling. I'd love to hear your thoughts or any tips that work for you. So drop a comment below. And until next time, keep thriving and learning. See you soon.